Something that happened to me at a sandwich shop. This happened a few years ago and still bothers me from time to time, so I had to get it off my chest. Lol. There is a very good and very popular sandwich shop, French bakery type of place near me. It's in the expensive part of town and has a very moneyed vibe and clientele. The counter where you order is L-shaped, with 3 registers on the long side of the L. One is right in the corner of the L and a glass display case on the short side of the L. If looking at this L from above, the customers are on the right side of the L, the employees are on the left side, and the register at the bottom of the L is in a pretty tight corner, right angle if you are a customer. Customers tend to bunch up in the space formed by the angle of the L. There are no clear delineations to form a proper queue, so there's a bit of an honor system as to who is next in line. I went in to order a baguette and some cheese because I was going on a picnic date with my then girlfriend. When I was in the front of the line, the corner register was open, so I went over and ordered my baguette and cheese, paid for it and all that jazz. Like I said earlier, this place is very good and thus very popular. It was pretty packed and loud, but everyone knows to leave a little bit of space, usually like 4 or 5 feet of space near the counter, so people who have completed their purchase can go find a place to wait for their food. Then the next person in line comes up to place their order and pay. Pretty standard practice, I had thought. After I finished paying, I took a very small step back to orient myself so I could turn around, then wade through the crowd. When I say small step, I mean small. I cannot stress enough how small this step was. It wasn't even a real step. My foot moved maybe 6 inches, at the absolute maximum, and barely left the ground, if at all. The problem is that there was an old woman wearing sandals standing behind me and I stepped on her bare toes. She must have been standing abnormally close to me to actually be in the path of my foot because, like I said, I didn't move my foot very far and there is an unwritten understanding to not crowd the counter. But she was in the path of destruction, and she shrieked. Oh Lord, did she shriek. I have never heard such a sound in my life. If you were just another customer in the store and had no context as to what happened, then heard this sound, you would think she was currently being murdered. Since this establishment was very crowded and fairly small, lots of people heard it, everyone heard it. Previous to this incident, the restaurant was loud with the conversations of its many guests. Not overly loud or anything, but it just had that murmur of 100 or so people talking amongst themselves. When this lady shrieked, it went dead silent instantly. You could hear a pin drop. If there was music playing, I'm sure we would have heard a record scratch and the music would have stopped. And everyone is now looking at me like I've intentionally and maliciously harmed this poor old woman, because her reaction implied that I had done exactly that. I got many dirty looks as I apologized to her and walked to the side to wait for my baguette and cheese. When I said, "I'm so sorry, are you okay?" to her, good ol' Miss Stands Too Close just scoffed at me. I'm now the scum of the earth, not even deserving of words. Just a scoff, in the ire of 100 or so potential sandwich eaters.